What's up, everybody? Guess what we're going to do today? We are going to open some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So let me just show you what I got here a little bit, and then we'll do some chatting, and then we'll get into opening some cards. But I kind of want to talk about why I'm opening Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because I know you guys have come by for some live streams recently where I've opened Dragon Ball Z cards. And what was the first one we did? I think we opened some Dragon Ball Z and some Power Ranger trading cards. So what I'm doing on this channel, of course, is Hannah and I are working towards learning to play 100 different trading card games, and through doing so, we're actually trying to learn how to make our own card game. And I've definitely got some really cool videos I'm working on right now to come out very soon, where I show you some of the stuff we're designing and what we're trying to do. But what does that have to do with Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the games I know how to play the most of. The Dragon Ball Z cards we opened on last live stream was more one I'm just more interested in the art and how the cards are made and the mechanics of the game. So Yu-Gi-Oh, I just want to have some pack opening experiences and some other experiences with you guys on this channel before I really get into showing off some of our card game designs we're working on. Because I think if you become a little bit familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, you'll definitely see some things that I took some cues from in designing my own card game. But we'll open those in a minute, and I'm pretty excited about it. But let's chat a little bit. Welcome, G and News. What's up? David, glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Nope, I'm glad you're here. Derek, my man. Hannah's here somewhere. She'll probably make an appearance at some point. She's getting some work done around the house, sewing some jeans and just catching up on stuff. Today's actually our off day. We're not out around town filming stuff. We're at home hanging, here to hang with you guys. But who else is here? If you're just joining us, let us know. Tell us what's up. And I definitely want to know before we get started, is anybody watching into Yu-Gi-Oh? Have you ever been into Yu-Gi-Oh? I just looked over and Hannah's eating a piece of pizza.
Hey.
Didn't bring me none.
You want one?
No, I'm good. I'll wait till after. Chad, what's up? Welcome. Glad you're here. But I want to know you guys' interest in Yu-Gi-Oh. No interest, lots of interest. Used to, played when I was a kid. Definitely played when I was a kid is where I was. Played in middle school. Played a little bit more in college a bit later. Than now, we're not necessarily Yu-Gi-Oh collectors or players now, but there's a lot going on this channel that kind of takes me back to wanting to include some of it on this channel. Eric, welcome. Glad you're here. Class, what's up? Ashley, glad you're here. You guys stick around for a little bit. We're going to open some Yu-Gi-Oh cards and just talk about card games and talk about some other stuff. Hope you're doing well. Same to you. I'm doing great. Purple Heart, what's up, what's up? Hannah's just off screen, just destroying a slice of pizza. Just eating it all the way.
You had a burger 10 minutes ago.
I did, but found some first edition Yu-Gi-Oh on the thrift this week. That's cool. Did you get anything good out of it? I just spent a lot of time. I just spent a lot of time organizing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, getting ready to put all this new stuff we're going to open today into my collection. And, I had a pretty surprising number of older first editions in there. There's not too much reason to get excited on the current first edition stuff per se. I mean, maybe one day. But, those first 5 or 6 Yu-Gi-Oh sets, I had, a stack of cards first edition from some of those original sets. I was pleasantly surprised to find. Not a lot of that's worth a ton unless it's hollow or something, but looking forward to me and Hannah actually probably playing Yu-Gi-Oh on a couple episodes on this channel in the future. I was like, well, I'd like to build some decks out of that older stuff. So that's why I was organizing and looking through first editions and stuff. Bill, what's up? What's up? Chaos, welcome. Glad you're here. None these days. Loved Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. Bought the Game Boy Color version new with the cards also Buffy for GBC at the same time. Those Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been reading up on the rarity of some of the wilder, more rare, more hard to find Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and some of those Yu-Gi-Oh! Games are worth so much more than they would have been otherwise if they're sealed with the cards inside. Well, if they're sealed, they've got the cards inside, right? It's such a wild thing because it's not like the print run was too limited or it's that sought after now, but those games, those cards, people want those cards so hardcore sometimes in those video games, it's nuts. I don't recall ever opening the video games myself, getting the cards out, but I was aware when they were coming out, and I'd trade my friends for them when they got them. Clean Out Crew, welcome, welcome. We're about to open some Yu-Gi-Oh cards if you're just joining us. We're just going to have a Yu-Gi-Oh experience here. Every time I do a video like this one, I get a little bit scared that it looks like this channel is just going hardcore trading card games and nothing else. That's not true. We've got another McDonald's video coming out like tomorrow or the next day. You know, McDonald's toy. So we're doing a lot of collectible stuff on this channel. We're doing a lot of trading cards, not game stuff, a lot of game stuff. But I do have to be honest with you, one of my biggest passions and the thing that I'm looking forward to on the channel the most is, as I've already said, creating our own card game while learning to play other card games and just making it probably a third of the piece of the pie on this channel trading card game stuff. That's really a big goal. So right now, with just the live thing that we're doing, I keep doing more lives because to get to monetization on a brand new channel, you have to have 4,000 watch hours in addition to 1,000 subs. And of course, we have 1,000 subs, but are not quite yet at 1,000 or 4,000 watch hours of you guys watching. So this is an easy way to do it. So I'm going to do some extra lives in the next little while to do that. But I'm going to read a few more comments, and we're going to open our first pack after that. I'm excited because Yu-Gi-Oh is just my favorite to open packs for. What's up, Christine? Hey, hear me on this. Dallas, when I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I collected DOE, the cool pictures on RHE cards. That's awesome. Yeah, I collected, but I collected to play. When I was in middle school, it was just all about playing and building cool decks and stuff. I'm going to be much more of a collector now than a player. Just kind of switching it up a little bit. We just walked in the door from work. What are we doing? My man, we were opening some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and while we continue to chat, I'll open a few packs. But let me tell you what we've got here in case you don't know. And I'm honestly not up to date on Yu-Gi-Oh like a lot of people. So if you're watching and you really are up to date on Yu-Gi-Oh, be sure to let us know if you see anything special, if I pull anything special. I'm inevitably one of these days, because of it being so long since I've been into this kind of thing, I'm inevitably probably going to pull something out of here that's valuable or that's special in some way that I don't know. But that's cool. I've got time to catch up. This channel is a very leisurely interaction between me and you guys, so I'm not going to lose my mind like I used to on my video game channel. On my video game channel, I'd go out and buy a $100 video game at the thrift for $2 and not clickbait it in my title because I had no idea it was valuable. And I would worry about that. I'm not worried about that so much for these cards. I'm a Pokemon guy. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm a Pokemon guy too. I probably know more about Pokemon though than I do Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess, honestly. The mechanics of the game, at least, if we're talking about it from... I don't know the names of the Pokemon as well as I should, but the mechanics of the Pokemon game I could recite in my sleep. Love Yu-Gi-Oh! Still have my original cards and a lot of the video games. That's awesome. I'm quickly acquiring most of the video games myself, but got a couple more to go. Man, no OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs, just newer stuff. This is the oldest one I got, I believe. Dark Crisis. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to have some OG packs here, but about the only way that you can easily acquire them right now without spending a bunch of money is buying a lot of those Chaos boxes, which is where I got a few of these packs, including, I believe if you wanted to go buy this slightly older Dark Crisis pack right now, you'd have to go on eBay and spend $15 to $20. So that's all I've got to represent for the slightly older stuff. But here where I'm at, unless you want to go spend big bucks on eBay, you can chance it and hopefully get an older pack out of these, which is what I've been trying to do just for the sake of content. But yeah, no Legend of Blue Eyes here, as much as I would love to have some. But I wanted to tell you real quick before I open one, there's a couple things I'd keep in mind. We'll probably save this for last because that probably has got the most potential for value in it, just because it's a little bit older maybe. There's a bunch of new stuff here, and this one's definitely new, and you see I have 5 packs of this Legendary Duelist. Not exactly sure what Konami's doing, but they're going back and re-releasing some cards and making some new cards based off some of the characters, stuff like that. But the cool thing about this pack is there's only 56 or so cards, something like that, in the whole set. So I'm hoping we can open this whole thing and like have a bulk of the set. I mean, obviously we'll probably get all the commons just out of this for that set, and hopefully a couple of the rares, but we'll see. So we'll get to that. I think I'll say those second to last just because I want to have that experience. But otherwise, I think we're just going to kind of go through some of these in order. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm hoping somebody here is watching that knows a little bit more about Yu-Gi-Oh! Than I do. So if we get something special, you'll be able to tell us. This is a completely different experience than the Pokemon openings. Especially if you know something about Yu-Gi-Oh! And haven't been around in a while for Yu-Gi-Oh! Some of this will blow your mind. Like the first time I saw this half magic, half monster card, I was like, excuse me? But let's just shuffle through here and see. Ooh, right off the bat, an ultra rare. Odd Eyes Gravity Dragon. That was my nickname in high school, Odd Eyes. Goyo King. All right, well, at least we got something to start with. Who else has jumped on here? Robert, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Cat Mom, glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Have you played Pokemon Sword and Shield? The video game? No. You guys have seen all my video game collection in my other videos. I don't really buy new games. If I can acquire them in a different way, trading and stuff, sometimes I will, but I like Pokemon games, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't rush out and buy it. I'll come across it in the next year or two, and I'll play it then. Sorry for the delay. Best of the first edition Yu-Gi-Oh! Lot was a Curse of Dragons secret rare. Well, good to know. Does anybody watching know what the best pull for Dark Crisis is? Somebody Google it and tell me. Maybe we'll get lucky and get it. What's up, Robert? Welcome. Just changed my name on Discord. Very nice. That'll make you easier to remember. It's closer to being this. Sometimes people message me on Discord and then I don't remember who they are, and then they realize, oh, I've got 3 different usernames on Instagram, YouTube. It gets hard for a guy like me who has a lot of online interactions to keep it steady, but that'll make it easier to remember. Hopefully you pull some sweet hollows for yeah, I mean, our first one was a good hollow, so maybe that's good first luck. I mean, that's definitely a good looking card. It's a ritual summon monster. I definitely, when I build decks for Hannah and I to play, I definitely kind of just avoid all summoning types except for, just regular, but it's a good start. Hopefully something like that we get's worth value and I can just trade it in. Colton says Odd Eyes is $3. Well, good. It pays for the pack. Let's go. No, I'm not going to do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh card flipping, I don't think. But I will if something's really valuable and I don't care about it too much, just to probably buy more packs to do more of this. Brandon, what's up? What's up? We're going to open another pack. Let's just keep going down the line. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh! Galactic Overlord. Honestly, it is kind of a bummer because in the course of building decks for Hannah and I to actually learn how to play this game, a lot of these newer packs aren't going to have stuff that I'm excited to get. Like, I opened one of those packs, the crappy packs at Walmart that have a bunch of loose cards in them and they're really charging way too much for it. I opened one of those the other day and it had a ultra rare Mirror Force, an OG card. It was not a rare one, it was, some reprint. Ooh, there's another hollow. Spiritual Light Art. Now, let me finish the story. I was really excited about the Mirror Force. I was super, super, super excited about it just because it was nice to have a hollow one in the decks I'm building. Tribute 1 light monster to target 1 banished monster. Your opponent can reveal 1 trap card from their hand and negate this card's effect. Otherwise, you special summon that monster. Kind of sounds like a waste. But we got another hollow. That's good. We're 2 in and we got 2 hollows. That's pretty good. I like Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't know how to play the game. I know I could sit down with any of the original. I could. There's so many new mechanics with different types of summonings and how you have to tribute monsters to summon them, which is really complicated on its own if you don't know about the game. There's all these new mechanics built into the game that, make it very confusing for me. I couldn't sit down and play somebody who's been playing for the latest years with a new deck, but I've got some decks that I built out of older cards that Hannah and I can play by the original rule set, and I have a lot of fun doing that. Hollows in the sleeves. I've got sleeves set aside. I'm not gonna throw every hollow in a sleeve right now, but they will go into them very soon. We're gonna open another one here. Dark Saviors. I like the artwork on that one. Exodia Necros is the most valuable card. So says TCG Player. Good to know. Ooh, is this one of those packs that's all hollows. I wish I'd known that. I'd have bought more of those just for the lulz. Okay, these are all going to be hollow, I believe. Maybe there'll be an ultra or secret rare in the back. Vampire Sorcerer, much like Mystic Tomato. That's an old card. I played that when I was younger. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 dark monster with 1,500 or less attack points from your deck and face-up attack position. Very useful. Very useful. Spell Power Grasp, Foolish Burial Goods, and a secret rare. We're doing all right. We're doing all right so far. That's beautiful. I'll have to read what some more of these do at the end. I've arrived a bit late. Haven't found anything good yet. Yeah, we'll go back over the good stuff so far. But so far, every pack has had a hollow in it. So I'd say we're doing all right so far. But I'll have to keep... Listen, if you just want to feel good about yourself and open a pack full of hollows, there's one for you right there. Go to Walmart, buy that. You'll feel special. It's all hollows. I love that. Dallas, you ever seen the Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie? No, but that's a good question. Where is my Pokemon book? Look at this, confusing this. Pokemon book, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I did find a Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster pack box at 360 Thrift here in town, and a lot of these hollows right here are from that booster pack. So I didn't even actually know about the existence of that slightly newer Yu-Gi-Oh movie until I got those cards and Googled it. Great question. The Secret Forces. The smell of fresh cards. I actually have brought Shane to my dojo that I haven't smelled one yet. Hold on. Hannah's looking at me funny.
Why do you always smell them?
Well, she asked me, she saw me, well, we did it, our first video on this channel, I think, with Pokemon cards, I smelled the Pokemon cards, and Hannah was like, well, that's weird. And then since then, I smell Yu-Gi-Oh cards sometimes. Oh my god, is this another one where they're all hollow? I love those packs. They just make you feel good, even though they're all worth nothing. Secret Rare Necros. Very nice. Ritual Beast Bond. Djinn Releaser of Rituals. Lol. Soul Release and Hollow. That's funny. Target up to 5 cards in any graveyard and banish them. Djinn Prognosticator. Prognosticator of Rituals. Really had to sound that one out. What was I saying? I was saying something. Yeah, smelling cards. Hannah watched some YouTube videos with me, and the guys opened the cards were smelling them. And she's like, is that just a thing? I was like, I don't know what it is, but when you were a kid, you definitely knew what they smelled like, and now that you're older, you can definitely smell them, and the cards smelled, oh, well, some packs smelled more so like they did when I was younger. How much was it for all the packs? Well, that's a good question. That's a really good question. And not a ton. I mean, the most I paid for any pack here was $4. So... but not even that. So there's a double pack. These cards that I'm going to open near last, it's a 5-card set. It's a 5-pack. It's a 5-card pack, and then the whole set's only 50, 60 cards. And these come in packs of 2 for $4. So it's pretty good value in terms of just opening more packs. Doesn't have as many cards as these bigger packs, so it actually equals out. But it feels more special. So like all of those were only like, you know, $10, $12, something like that. But there's a huge bulk of these where I got 10, basically you get 10 packs for $20 out of here, which if you're not looking for the specific newest stuff and you're okay with the randomity of, is that even a word, of the packs, these are pretty cool value when you can find them at Walmart. This is actually made by a completely different company that buys stuff in bulk, repackages it, and sells it at Walmart and Target and stuff. So I got a bunch of these out of there, including this pack right now that, like, if I wanted to make my money off of, it's not too hard to sell this pack for $10, $15, $20. Just kind of depends on how many are on eBay at the time. So there's in these boxes, not always, but often have a slightly older pack or a singular valuable card. Sometimes you get lucky. Not as lucky, well, it's not even luck, but the guys who have much bigger channels doing what we do in this, they'll buy 100 of these at a time and get some crazy stuff, and that's always fun to watch. But yeah, so the bulk of these cost like $20. It was pretty cool. My husband recently bought some decks and tried to teach me to play it. It was a process. Yeah. Especially, you have to comment below and let me know, did he teach you like the newest rules with all the extra stuff? Because I feel like the barrier for entry for the original rule set, now mind you here when I say the original rule set, it's just the rules as they are without the new stuff. It's not like the game is drastically different from what it was. It's just there's additional mechanics added on throughout the years. But that base set of rules without the newest summonings is, I think it's pretty accessible. It's nowhere near as easy as Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot easier. But if you had a really, really hard time, he probably taught you all the new stuff too, which is good, because now you probably know it. I have the big box of the original Yu-Gi-Oh TV show with the movie Bonds Beyond Time. That's really cool. I used to own the Yu-Gi-Oh movie on, what is that? A VHS. You use the VHS emoji. Cannot see it from here. Sounds like a good deal. How many cards are in the packs? A lot of them here. It's about half and half, 9 and 5. It's a great question too. Let's see. Do you want Max Mofo? Not sure what that is. Oh, do I watch? No. I'll check them. I'll check whoever that is out. But much like our video game channel, I'm not a huge consumer of YouTube. I watch Adam Savage's Tested. I'll open some more packs while we talk. I watch Adam Savage's Tested on a near daily basis, and that's probably about the only channel that I consume that regularly. Gaming wise, like I have a gaming video game channel, and I don't really watch many gaming channels. I mean, I watch a few, like Gaming Historian and people like that when new videos come out, but making videos daily like we do on our channels becomes pretty difficult for me to watch a lot of channels. So I'm really behind. I won't know the names right now, but of one or two other card game related channels. We already got 2 of that guy. I love the packs that are all hollow. 17, 18. So I say that to say, give me time to catch up. We've just started this channel pretty recently, and I'll know more about other gaming related channels once we spend a little bit more time doing this. Let me open one of these. I'm very curious. I have 2 Duelist pack. So one's Yugi and one's Kaiba. These are, of course, original characters from the show. These are 6-card packs, so a little bit less cards. And I'm assuming these are just themed. There's going to be Blue Eyes. Well, if we're lucky, there's going to be a Blue Eyes in here, but it's going to be Blue Eyes helper cards of some sort. Here we go. All right, Ancient Lamp. Yep, straight out of Kaiba's deck, of course. Polymerization. Judge Man, and a rare Vampire Lord. First pack, was that like first pack without a hollow in it? Very nice, very nice. Watch Max Mofo Pokemon, please. I'll check it out. I doubt I'll go watch it. I mean, maybe it'd be good. I'll watch it all the time, but I just don't. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I have spent too much time making YouTube. Have you ever found or have any Nintendo Topps game pack cards? I have a couple somebody sent me, I believe, but not a lot of them. You definitely need the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc. It's super cool, and if you find it, it's about 100. Yes, I have found and resold probably 5 or 6 of them in the last year. Did not know I was going to be starting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Related channel, though, the last one of those that I found and resold, because I need to keep one. Obviously, there needs to be one on the shelf behind me here. But I've found the original one several times and the subsequent ones a couple times after. So what did I even just open? I ripped right into that. I think that was Yugi's, yeah, Yugi's Duelist pack. So if we're really lucky, there's probably a Dark Magician, but otherwise it's going to just be stuff from Yu-Gi-Oh's deck from over the ages, from over the years. Queen's Knight, Brain Control, classic Yugi card, and Exchange. Yeah, I did not enjoy those Duelist packs at all. Okay. So far, though, I mean, I think, well, I guess we can roll over what we've got so far. Here's the secret rares. And Ritual Beast Tamer Win, Necros of Catastor, Magical Citadel of Endymion. That's really hard to pronounce. This is probably going to be harder to pronounce some of this stuff than Pokemon. Now, this next set I've got 3 from, so this will be a near close experience to the set I want to open 6 of. See how many doubles we get in a 3-pack draw here. What's the best card you pulled from the pack you just opened? I mean, that pack I just opened, if you're talking about the same one, I mean, just for OG powerfulness, brain control, being able to take control of one of your opponent's monsters, is a pretty OP thing, because you get this thing early game. You go second, you have this in your hand, your opponent summons a monster, it's your turn, you take his monster, summon one monster, and attack his life points for 1,800 times 2, you know, almost 4,000 life points. In terms of playing, that's really good. Exchange can be fun, but, you know, it's a gamble. But I guess that's just my opinion. But if you're talking about value, no idea. I have no idea what any of these are worth. I have a new app on my phone for scanning Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I guess we can take a look at it real quick. It's called, what is it called? Big AR Yu-Gi-Oh! And it does a pretty good job of scanning cards. So, Old Eyes Gravity Dragon. Odd Eyes. Okay, yeah, that's right. I read that wrong. So, yeah, it tells you pretty much right off the bat. It's a little bit confusing because it's always going to tell you every edition of the card. It's not able, because the text is so small, to scan that specific one that you are scanning, but it'll know the card and it'll give you the value of every edition of it made. So, best case scenario, this card is worth, if it's even talking about that one, this has the prices, yeah, best case scenario, it says 88 cents. Don't know how accurate that is in a market scenario. You might get on eBay and it might be a few dollars just because there's not a lot of them on there. Do you have a scanner for Pokemon? Yes, I do. Great question. And it works equally well. Actually, I will say this Yu-Gi-Oh scanner has a higher success rate of scanning the cards for me. The TCG player can get a little bit picky. This does Pokemon and Magic, mind you. It can get a little picky if the card's not on a properly clear surface. Like you saw the Yu-Gi-Oh card, I was holding it in my hand, and it didn't have a good background. The Pokemon Magic one I have does not like it that well. But that's also on my phone. It could differ on yours. I don't know. Let's see. Those apps are very, 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 very useful. Just off work, what's up? Jacob, my man, not much. We're opening cards. We got like 6 packs in before I found one that didn't have a holo in it, which is pretty wild. But there's 3 of this pack. Let's tear through these 3 real fast. This is a 6-card pack, 5-card pack. Sure wish I could read. 5 card. 5 cards, 6 card, they all have a different number. Whoa, secret rare on top. Okay, this is going to be another one of those packs that are all hollow. Gym Knight Topaz fusion card. Gym Knight Fusion. Seeing a pattern here. First step towards infestation. Let's see what that does, because that's a quick play card. Return 1 face up, tribute summon monster, steal worms monster you control with the hand. So obviously, I think these packs are going to very much so be themed to where like you could potentially buy a couple dozen of these and build a deck with a lot of cards that go together. TCG can do Yu-Gi-Oh as well. You're probably right. I think someone told me that it didn't, and I believe them. Let's just try it. Or maybe it's something else it can't do. Card database update is available. Let's do that later. Scan me. See what I mean? Does not want to scan anywhere near as fast. See, I could have sworn maybe I tried it. Maybe it wants a solid piece of paper. We'll figure this out. If it'll do it well, I don't have a solid piece of paper. Here we go. Scan. Well, it's cool if your TCG player will do it. Mine will not. It will not do. There it goes. Gym Knight Topaz. And then it crashed. I'm telling you, that TCG app does not work as well. Maybe now it wants to update. Maybe if I just update it, it'll do better. But I've not had a ton of luck. I wish that app worked as well for me as that Yu-Gi-Oh one seems to. But we'll put that with the secret rares. And let's open 2 more of that pack. Gym Knights are my favorite because they remind me of the Power Rangers. That's cool. We'll have to look. What did I just do? Maybe we should keep all those Gym Knights together so we can look at them at the same time. Yeah, I have a table out in the other room that I use to scan cards, and I noticed that because I scan more Magic cards than I do anything else because I know nothing about Magic. So I've got a white sheet of paper out there that I use TCG Player with. Contact with Gusto, another secret rare. Target 2 Gusto monsters. So yeah, more themed stuff. Soaring Eagle above the Searing Land. Gym enchantment, lots of gym cards. Jashiki Aerial. Flip, you can add 1 Jashiki monster from your deck to your hand. A lot of people get super into building theme decks, you know? And if you like that sort of thing, was that all 3 of them? I guess it was. We've got so many empty packs laying around now. Let's look through these secret rares again. Honestly, I don't think I've pulled anything that looks quite as cool as this Odd Eyes Gravity Dragon. It's probably the coolest looking card so far. But secret rare, Gym Knight Topaz, Ritual Beast Tamer, Win, Necros of Catastor, Magical Citadel of Endymion. Endymion. I don't know why I even try. Okay. So, let's see how many we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, let's chat for a minute and talk a little bit more about what you guys got going on. Actually, I lied. I've got myself so like mixed up with all these cards. This is my first time pulling this many Yu-Gi-Oh ever in my life. Even when I was a kid, I never had my hands on this many packs at once. I have one more of the Hidden Arsenal Steel Swarm Invasion. How about some Tendo socks? Well, you may or may not have noticed by now, but all the merch we have, we make. And for obvious reasons, I'm not able to make socks. Gym Knight, so that's cool. 2 different gym nights. I'm super happy not to pull 2 of the same ones. That's really cool. But we did pull that bird again. Ooh, look at that. That's a shark. Tell me, should I frame that and put that on the shark shelf? Very cool. Lava Warrior. I like that a lot. I like the Jashiki Abyss. I like the shark. Is that a new set of Yu-Gi-Oh? Some of these are new. These are like kind of all over the place. There's a couple older ones, a couple newer ones. Let's see. In Harry Potter, right? How many socks does Dobby use? I like watching your old videos from your channel. Well, thanks for saying so. There's a lot of them there. There's about 400 videos there now. Okay, next one. I've got 2 of these, so I guess let's tear into these. These are actual 9-card packs, so I imagine these will not all be hollow like some of those other packs. Sleeve the shark. They're all gonna get sleeved. I'm not gonna take the time to do it right now. Build deck around the shark. Yeah, I should build just a shark deck. Mako Tsunami, OG. Comment below if you know who Mako Tsunami is. Hannah knows who Mako Tsunami is. Do you? You don't? She's looking at me like I'm crazy. We just watched that episode like 2 days ago.
What happened? I don't remember.
The fish dude in Yu-Gi-Oh!
We'll need to rewatch that episode.
We just watched it like 2 days ago. Recover. Oh, I see secret. Oh my gosh. Chewin, Light of the Yang Zing. Okay, well now you're just making stuff up, but there's a beautiful card. Look at that. Let's get a close look on that. That's a beautiful one. I like that a lot. You'll sleeve a $50 card if you find it right now. I mean, if we know it's a $50 card and you demand it to be so, sure. I've got sleeves set aside. I mean, if I found Exodia's head, maybe I'd be hyped enough to do it. So this next pack, I have just one of, or was that one I just opened? I don't know. Duelist Alliance. I do wish some of these were older. I'd be able to tell you a lot more about what's going on. You have turned into a booster junkie. That's not true. I have turned into a person who is very calculated about how to build a YouTube channel is what I've turned into. I now know how to do just about anything if I want to make a channel around it. Chain Dispel, Recover, Cloud Castle, whoa, Dragon Horn Hunter. One of those split cards. I like that a lot. And then UA Mighty Slugger. So yeah, I mean, we started this channel, and Hannah's going to end up starting another channel of her own one of these days, and we're basically finding a way to take our interests, turn them into, you know, YouTube channels, make some money off of them, and at the very worst, I mean, like this channel will pay for the habit at the worst. I mean, that's the worst I'll do, but you know, YouTube can make some money if you get it right. Nope, probably not too many unless he wrecks it with that older pack. I'm hoping I open that older pack and it's got something nice in it. We'll see. It, you know, we don't know how I'm not very good at this. I'm giving it all away. There's a secret rare back there. Okay. Speed Droid, whatever that says. Pulse Mines, Supreme King, Dragon Odd Eyes. Ooh, so we got 2 Dragon Odd Eyes cards and then a secret rare Lumina, Twilight Sworn Shaman. That maybe could be special. Let's read what she does real quick. I'm lost. I don't have a clue what's worth money, good or bad. Same. I don't know too much about the value of these at all, but I am enjoying this. This is almost like a childhood dream come true. I never got to ever have it. I probably had this many packs total the whole time I played during middle school. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Light Sworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target one of your banished Light Sworn monsters except Lumina, Twilight Sworn Shaman, special summon it once per turn if your other Light Sworn monsters affect. Okay, there's a lot going on there. That's obviously for some sort of theme deck. There's some good looking cards in there though. I do enjoy the way that looks. What cards have value? That's a difficult question. Well, I don't know specifically which cards here have value if that's what you're asking, but I can tell you that one of a couple things give cards value. Of course, if they are actually rare, if their pull rate is so low that you can only get one every so many boxes of cards. But there's some pretty good, interesting, timely rareness to cards. If there's a card that comes out that's not super common, that's a huge part of the quote-unquote meta of the game. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon's more collectible than it is playable. Don't get me wrong. I love playing Pokemon. It's one of my favorite things in the world to build Pokemon decks and play with Hannah. Hannah and I do that in our past time. We've probably done that more than we've played video games together, you know? But at large in the world, there's more people interested in collecting Pokemon cards than playing them. So Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of got the exact opposite. There's way more people playing it than just collecting it for collecting's sake. You know what I mean? I mean, the difference between Charizard and a Blue Eyes is way, way different, right? So cards that are rare are usually the ones that people need their hands right now to play in sanctioned tournament play, or some of those oldest cards that are first edition. If you get a first edition Blue Eyes out of the original starter deck and you grade that sucker, it's worth a couple thousand or something like that. But there's not as much rarity in these Yu-Gi-Oh cards as there is Pokemon. If you're looking for an investment in money, do baseball cards or Pokemon cards. Don't do Yu-Gi-Oh. But if you want a good time and you want to play with some friends, I highly suggest Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's a little different, but that's a great question. I think it's awesome. Hannah Bob is going to do her own channel. Yeah, I don't talk about it a ton. I mean, because it's something we're just talking about, but it's kind of like I was saying, I've had a couple people in our comments just tear me up, and on our main channel, just super complaining that we're buying all these cards and like we're addicted and stuff. And it's like, I guess you've just never heard me say I have a second channel where we're doing card stuff, because this is all an investment in this new channel for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm loving every minute of this. I'm not complaining at all. And I'm not just doing this to put on a show. We're going to play these and enjoy them and stuff. And I'm keeping almost all these. I keep skipping right to the holo. But, you know, starting this channel was kind of a business decision too. Start another channel, make some more money, have a different, more importantly, attract a slightly different crowd that's into something a bit more specific. Because our other channel is very general. Hannah's channel will be the same. Some of you will watch it because you like her and like what she's into. But a lot more people are going to like it because they actually find very much more specific than our other channels stuff that she gets into. They'll find it very beneficial. All right. Motivating Captain. When this card is normal summon, you can target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and defense. Hey, that's not bad. Actually, I'm going to set that aside. That might go in the deck I'm building for Hannah. Goki. I thought I said Goku. I was like, excuse me? Goki the Great Ogre. So this is something I was talking about. A lot of you guys, if you don't know anything about the mechanics, until a few weeks ago when we were getting into this channel and planning videos out and saying, all right, let's do some Yu-Gi-Oh videos in the near future. I saw this blue in these arrows and I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't have any idea what's going on. It's a new mechanic. I actually don't even know how to pull it off. So I've got some learning to do. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so here's what we've got left. Sweet. We're down to what I'm excited about today. I'll re-explain this for some of you new people, and then I'll read some comments, and then we'll get into opening these last packs. But let me explain what these are first real quick. This is just a newer set. Legendary Duelist is something that they keep bringing out new sets of in the same series. And when they do that, it's based off characters from the anime. So there's Bakura's spirit form. I don't know, which I don't even remember, even though we're right in the middle of rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh right now. That's Evil Bakura or whatever. And there's only 5 cards in these packs, and I've already opened 2 of them, but there's only 56 cards in the whole set, so I'm thinking this might be a fun one just for the sake of this channel and the sake of having some fun. I'll probably buy 10 or 20 of these in the near future again and just try to get this whole set, because 56 cards is very obtainable. And then the last set is a semi-valuable pack. I mean, we're not talking about first edition Legend of Blue Eyes or anything, but a slightly older pack with the potential for some value. But let's chat a little bit, and then we'll open up those last packs. I'm very excited about those. Also, we peaked almost at 50 people. So you guys, if you're just joining us or if you're here, definitely let us know you're here. Chat with us a little bit, and we'll talk about some Yu-Gi-Oh and some other playing card stuff. I'm eBaying some. So far, he got like a $4 card out of what he pulled. Is best so far. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that make Yu-Gi-Oh videos just out of going to GameStop and going to other places that sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards and try to pull cards for value. I mean, it's similar to Pokemon. You can open 20, 30 packs and get a $5 card if you're lucky, but there's been 2 or 3 cards I've read here that I'm excited because it's actually some stuff we'll put in our decks. So the cool thing, you know, the Dragon Ball Z cards that we opened on our last live was really cool, but I'm more interested in collecting those. I've got pre-built starter decks for Dragon Ball Z that are sleeved and stuff that we'll be playing with, and I don't think we'll go deep enough in a game like Dragon Ball Z to want to go pull out all the extras and do stuff with. But Yu-Gi-Oh is one that I'm familiar with enough and happy enough with that I will actually be keeping all of these cards to build future decks out of and have future fun with. So just a little bit of side note there, the difference here. I'm not too worried about the value with these because a lot of the holos I'm not going to use are going to go in sleeves and get in this book that I showed you earlier. And then the useful stuff's going to be put away into the decks. You know what we can conversate about a little bit before we keep going? Before we open the rest of these. Love the way the DBZ holos look. Agreed. You see this gold box right here? I want to show this off a little bit. Some of you might find this interesting. This is a pretty cool thing Konami, the manufacturer of these cards, is doing to get people back into it. A lot of people have been turned off in the later years with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the mechanics of it are... the mechanics of the game nowadays are a little bit more complicated than they were. So they took some of the three original characters from the anime, Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey, and built these newer decks with some newer cards and some newer cool stuff, but still very much so accessible to people who remember the original rules. So this box for $30 had 3 decks in it. Because of that, I bought that for Hannah and I to play on this channel and do future content with. So I bought the Yugi deck, and I put it in purple sleeves. And it's got all 3 God cards in it. Of course, it's got a Dark Magician, and then it's got the full set of Exodia, and then it's got some other Exodia cards, Exodia Necros, and the legendary Exodia Incarnate. Really cool stuff, really fun to play, very accessible, not so hard to play these decks. But I went ahead and sleeved them and everything, and I'm going to keep them the way they are just for future play. But Kaiba's deck, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and of course there's Blue Eyes and all that other stuff in here. Really cool value. But I wanted to show you that just to point out, you know, I'm more interested in playing this game on this channel for reasons that will become more and more clear as time goes on. But I'm super into deck building, and I think right before we wrap this video up, I'll pull out the deck I've been building because I just pulled out a card I definitely want to put in there. Let's see. Man, now I'm going to go try to find some of those Chaos packs. I know I collect some wrestling cards, and shelves have been mostly empty at Walmart. Yes! Ooh, that's a good... I'm glad you brought that up. Everything you see here before me that I'm opening right now has been pretty hard to get my hands on. Here where we're at in Phoenix, there's not a lot of restocking going on. You're lucky to walk into a Walmart or a Target when they've restocked recently and actually get your hands on some of these booster packs. So every time we go grocery shopping or something, if there are cards there, I'll buy a pack or 2. That's why I've got such a random spread. I couldn't make this anything too specific because it just hasn't been in stock. So I'm with you on that one. Target in my area for cards and games has got it all right now, not Walmart or Fred. That's interesting. I live closest. I live right between a Target and a Walmart, so I do both all the time. Since the new Pokemon expansion came out, I've stopped at the Target every day just waiting to see if I can get lucky enough to find them restocking some of those Pokemon cards. But both of mine, they've restocked recently, but not anything that I need. Like, not a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and definitely none of the new Pokemon cards. But it's interesting to hear your experience on that. What's your plan for managing how you collect for both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh besides pricing? Just the sheer amount of sets seem exhausting. It is. You guys are killing it with these questions today. That's a really great question. Pokemon, I've got figured out. If I don't have the card whatsoever, it goes into my collection. And I'm sorting the collections out by boxes. There are currently about 90 sets for which, when we're done, we'll have boxes for. So there'll be 90 of those boxes, which is a lot. You know, there's, 10, 15, 20 there? I've never even counted them. So you can imagine with those boxes right there what 100 of those would look like. But I've got that pretty figured out. Because every set now comes out with an Elite box with card sleeves in it, etc. So my current plan for organization is not to put the Pokemon cards in binders. I put them in the sleeves from the Elite box and sort them into the box if I don't already have it or its variant. It goes in the box. So that's easy there. Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be even less complicated because I'm not collecting it to collect hardcore and complete sets. A few sets I come across, like this set that I'm going to open towards the end of this video, it just seems so achievable to finish a 59, 60 card set that I do want this full set, and maybe I'll put that in a book just to say, hey, look, I do have a whole set of something. I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. But for Yu-Gi-Oh, I've just got a big box behind me. I've got my holos in a book, which I showed off a second ago, and now I've lost. I've been I've been putting my hollows and good cards and stuff in this book, and that's pretty much it. Just to take care of the good stuff. But that was a really great question. With Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not gonna be so complicated because I'm just worried about stuff I want, and maybe if something comes out I really like, I'll go for more complete collections. But it can be exhausting. But honestly, I'm not as overwhelmed by that as I am like I've got a really big and fast-growing collection of Marvel Fleer cards and stuff like that. That stuff can be so much more exhausting. Or I set this aside just to show this. This is roughly, this is real dumb. This is roughly 1/3 of the entirety of the World of Warcraft trading card game. So I just want to show you, I'm showing you this for reference for size. And this is only about half of what I have. So I've got more than 1/3 of the game. We're approaching half of every card. And that's it in binders. And that's pretty exhausting to do that. But honestly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just gonna toss it in a box. What's the rarest Yu-Gi-Oh card? Somebody said earlier the most valuable one was an Exodia Necros. I don't know from what set, and I don't know if that's true, but sounds right because it's a pretty powerful card. I finally found Champions Path boxes today. Only 3-pin collection. Hey, that's better than I've done. I haven't even found a pack. The closest I've come to finding any of the Champions Path, which if you don't know is the newest Pokemon set, I found an empty box of those, the display box for those pin sets you're talking about. I saw that at a Walmart, and that was the closest I got. But congrats, I'm glad you found some. I'm very happy for you. Let me know if you pull anything good. Let's see. Resellers are buying a lot of the new Pokemon expansions looking for the Shiny Charizard. Yeah, well, you know what? It's probably a pretty good thing for them to do, because especially if you can do it soon, if you can get your hands on 100 boxes, which sounds a bit crazy, but 2 different GameStop employees told me on 2 separate occasions that people pre-ordered 25, 30, 75 Elite Trainer boxes for the new Pokemon expansion set. And I'm assuming what they're doing is they're opening them, getting the Charizard graded, just in selling that as soon as they could to get their money back. Because if you don't know, the newest Pokemon expansion Elite box came with a Charizard in it, which is honestly about half the reason I wanted it too. But yeah, what's that one Charizard card you are hoping to pull that's newer? So this new set has a different Charizard in the box that everyone gets if you buy the box, and then there's a couple of different Charizards in the set, and those are rare. But this pack that came out when we started doing these videos called Darkness Ablaze has a Charizard in it that's got a big old belly, and he's standing all like this and stuff, and I call it the Dad Bod Charizard, and I want one just because it's awesome. But it's like a $100 card. I had a $100 store credit the other day at a game store, and I came this close to buying one because I wanted it so bad, but I was like, that's irrational. All right, let me read a couple more comments, and we're going to jump back to opening the rest of these packs. We got 7 more to go, and I'm pretty excited about it. But do you have the most important Pokemon card of all, the legendary Mew that theaters gave out during the Pokemon movie debut? No. I have a promo Mew, not the one you're talking about. I know the one. I have a movie promo Mew that was like one they gave away at I don't remember it, but it's like the secondary set. It doesn't have the movie stamp logo on it, but it was a movie promo. And then I've got the Dragonite movie promo, and I've got another one. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. I'm going blank, but probably one of the sets I'm seeking after the most are just kind of that original movie set, something I'm super nostalgic for. But great question. What was the Charizard I sent you? Which set was it from? Hannah, go grab my Charizard book. I hope I put it in there. I've put all my Charizard, instead of putting them away in boxes, I've been putting them in one book. We'll have to look. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. For collectability on the Pokemon cards, which packs are the best to buy right now? Well, right now, if you get your hands on Champions Path, you could probably resell them for a premium, but that's if you can find them. But after that, that's really tough to say. It just depends on how cheap you can get it, because the oldest packs, especially if they're first edition, hundreds, some of them thousands of dollars a pack. So obviously there's money in that, but almost anything Pokemon itself holds its value these days. So even these middle to third generation, these later generation packs, you can still sell them. But that's value. But for collectability, I don't know. I don't I don't think there's an answer to that for collectability. I don't know. I have to think about it because it's just more. What do you want to collect? Value gives you an easier answer. I'm more into collectability than value. Don't get me wrong here, but anyways, the WoW card has great artwork, but was not a hit as a card game. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm finding them so easy in the thrift store. I already had a few hundred cards, and there's about 10,000 different printed cards in the WoW card game, and I knocked out a third of them in one haul at a thrift store because they're just so easy to find. I think you have enough cards to open your own card shop. You know, part of me does keep thinking, keep all of your spares and one day use the spares to open a card shop. But I'm not someone that would enjoy having a shop and being there all day, every day. I mean, I guess I could, if I started a successful enough one, I could hire someone else to do it. But I don't know. It's a good thought. But you're right. I do have enough. LOL, Dad Bod. What the real name for it? Well, it's a Charizard VMAX. It's just a Charizard. It's just fancy art and he looks fat. So you have Ancient Mew on the way. Let's go. Let's go. Mewtwo movie promo. I have a sealed jungle booster, but it's not first edition. I have similarly, we're going to go ahead and open some more of these. Did you find the book? It's on the shelf out there. Little Charmander book. And it's got all the Charizards in it. Matter of fact, we'll do a couple more questions. We'll talk a little bit more until she brings it so we can look at those Charizards I have. Tindo, before I go, do you and Hannah play any card game video games? Good question. I don't suppose so. We're trying to go back and play through all of the Kingdom Hearts games, so there is that card game in there. I don't know that that counts, but like we don't play Hearthstone or anything like that. Though I've learned enough about the WoW card game that maybe perhaps the similarities that I've heard about between the two card games, I could probably learn how to play it pretty quickly. But no, we don't. No, we don't. My main attachment to card games and all this stuff we're doing is certainly the collectability rather than the value and stuff. So, all right, you're going to have to help me out if you're still here. I've been sent several Charizards recently. I don't know exactly. Tell me which page, which one you sent me, and I'll try to go back and look. I remember being sent this one, and that's a Black Star promo for X and Y. I was sent that one also. That's a Black Star promo for... What's DP? Dragon something. I'd have to Google that one. There's a non-holo here from Team Up. So I don't know. Tell me which one you sent and I'll look. Had to step away. What did I miss? Nothing. We're just talking. We've got 7 more packs to go. Someone's here in chat asked me which Charizard they sent me the set was from. Tell me which one it was you, and I'll tell you exactly. Just finished work now. It's a good day that you're streaming. We're going to do a few more streams than normal. Eventually, it's going to be one stream a week whenever I can get my hands on some stuff to open. But I'm trying to do a few more now to help us get to 4,000 watch hours so we can turn monetization on. But heck yeah. Thanks for coming by. Have you played Gwent from The Witcher 3? No, I have not. I remember years ago, Jacob is an old friend of mine, guys. Tell him what's up, what's up. Jacob said, I remember years ago I went to the theater and saw the first Pokemon movie and they gave out promo Dragonites. I still have mine from way back then, and a few years later I saw the entire third movie. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember that too. I think I remember it so much because my father fell asleep while the Pokemon movie was over and snored real loud, and I just thought it was hilarious. But they gave us packs. They came in little movie promo packs, I guess. And I happened to be there when another friend of mine was there at the same time with his mom. And they were heavily into Pokemon collecting. And I didn't understand this at the time. Looking back on it now, I think it was awesome. But they bought like 10 extra movie tickets just to get more of the promo packs so they could leave there that day with the whole set of what they were giving out. So he said top left. First page top left. That is a Black Star promo for, let's see here. I'll have to look it up on my computer. Black Star promo for DP. So Pokemon, you know what we can do? You guys check this out. Pokemon sets. So Pokemon sets, and then I go to Bulbapedia. Where's it at? Just maybe it's this. I go here a lot. Yeah, so DP, you got to look through here and find on this right column over here, There's a whole, it shows the abbreviations. So I gotta go all the way through here and look for DP. Maybe we can do a quick control. Yeah, DP is Diamond and Pearl. So it's, I should have known that. I mean, I know we're here talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But the way that these things work with the sets and the symbols that the sets are from, Pokemon comes out with base sets, very specific base sets every year, every few years, and then a lot of cards after it are expansions. So Diamond, Pearl, Sword and Shield, Black and White, those are base sets, and then the 10 or 12 sets that come out every year, or every couple of years, however it works, are expansions for that base set. So Black Star promos are either for movies and special events, or they are promos that come in like starter decks or extra packs for those base sets. Now let's get back to some Yu-Gi-Oh while we keep on chatting. We're saving the blue one for last because it's older, potentially valuable, maybe not. We'll see if we get lucky. But what I'm hoping to do, I've got a stack of cards from this set. It's 10 cards because it's just 2 of these packs. I'd like to kind of see how much of this set, because it's only 50 card set, all said and done. 50, 60 card set. I'd like to see how much of it we have. So let's bust into a couple of these and we'll keep chatting. Diamond and Pearl, yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Because my brain's turned on Yu-Gi-Oh! I definitely should have known that. I just blanking. Alright, this is a 5-card set, but unlike some of those other 5-card sets we've been opening, this is not an all holo set, which is kind of a bummer. I'm sad the holos are over. Mech Lord, Astro Dragon, Mech Lord, okay, and there is a rare, it's not a holo, okay. That's cool. It's got Jinzo on it. You guys remember Jinzo from the, yeah. If you control Jinzo, activate one of these effects. All machine monsters you currently control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. Very nice. When a card or effect is activated that negates a machine monster you control, negate that effect. So a Jinzo helper card. I'm actually pretty stoked to see that. Now, what did I just do with the set that I picked up? If Jinzo's in this set, I'd love to pull that out. That would be very cool. Classic card I'm very much so into. I feel that there are several hundred Yu-Gi-Oh sets. Well, I don't actually know the exact number, and it's hard to say because they do a lot of reprinting. They've been doing a lot more lately. If somebody wants to Google how many sets there are, I'd be interested to know. I guess we can check this out. I mean, I can tell you right now with Pokemon. Let me look here. Let me scroll back up. I'm getting some ads. Vivid Voltage, which is coming out towards the end of the year, Pokemon will be the 90th Pokemon expansion set. Now, mind you, that's including a couple different promo things, right? That's including, like, you know, the Detective Pikachu set. So some of those aren't, like, entirely super proper sets. But there's 90 Pokemon. It's been going on, I guess, a little longer than Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd be interested to know how many Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets there are. I've never Googled it. Haven't been quite curious enough yet. But let's open this. Jinzo, there's a Jinzo card, but not the Jinzo card. So I didn't even know that. This pack must be very Jinzo-centric. If you're unfamiliar with Yu-Gi-Oh! In the anime and the card game, it's a card that just basically entirely negated trap cards, which is like a third of the entirety of the game. So it's very powerful. I guess it can be more powerful if you power it up. Ra's Disciple, dope. And a rare Mech Lord Deflection. I bet you these packs, they've made them to be a lot like the original, some of the older packs where there's not a very large, super rare pull rate. I tried to get a Jinzo so bad when it was the Pharaoh's pack that was new at the time. Jinzo's so cool, man. I had an original first edition Jinzo, and a lot of people talk about video games or Pokemon cards as being the stuff they had rare stuff and valuable stuff for that they wish they hadn't gotten rid of. For me, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! That's where I messed up the worst. I had some stuff that's very valuable now. I just want to pull a holo out of this set. I'll be very happy. Well, there we go. Millennium Revelation. That's a long one. I won't. And then there's a regular rare. I won't read this one right now because that's a very long description. But we have 3 more packs of that set to go. See if we can pull one more holo from it, and then we'll save the other one. How come you don't post your live streams on YouTube afterwards for people who missed it? I do. They're there. They just take, after the live stream's over, it takes, because my channel's not monetized or special in any way, it can take, not really a whole day, but it can take to the next day for it to be fully visible. But you can go back and see that my live streams are there. So I think you just looked immediately after and assumed that was that. But it takes a long time for them to process, and I hate how long it takes, but it's just the reality of it. Let's see. Here we go. Left arm offering, Mech Lord Emperor, Boon. Okay, we keep getting that card a lot. And then just another rare, Bakura the Destructor. I'm telling you, I want another holo out of that set. But yeah, there's not a high holo pull rate on these at all. I mean, if there's a Jinzo, I don't even know that there's a Jinzo in here, but if there was, I'd be super pumped to pull it. There's a lot of Mech Lord stuff. Mech Lord, Army of Skeel. Jinzo Returner, what does that even do? This card can attack directly. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Jinzo in your... Wait, this card can attack life points directly? It's going in the deck, boys. It's going in the deck. And then a rare here, Reactor Slime. The mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! Work to where your life point counters, you know, this is different from some games. Some games, I think Magic has it. Some games have this, some don't, but creatures, monsters, characters can attack life points of the other player directly. And that looks like it can do it without any special conditions. That's pretty cool. Cool, didn't realize it. Yeah, well, I appreciate you watching all of them. And I apologize they're not up sooner whenever you see me live. I get very frustrated with it. I've woke up the next day and my live video's still not been up. Sometimes it's random. Sometimes it'll be up a couple hours later. I guess it's a volume thing for YouTube. And if there's a billion people going live right now, obviously my little channel's not going to get prioritized very high. Mech Lord Astral Dragon, come on, give me a holo, baby. Mech Lord Empress, we've got several of him. Brain Control. Holding Legs. What? It's some leg cuffs with like the Millennium Eye on it. That's pretty cool. And then a rare Psychic Mega Cyber. Okay. That was the last pack from that set. So that means we're going to do a little more chatting and then we'll open this last set. And if there's a holo in here, we should probably Google it just to make sure I don't have any extreme value. Who knows? I don't really know enough about what's going on with that set. I just know that this was... I pulled this out of a mystery box kind of thing. And it even shows you in the advertisement here, I think. Yeah. Look here on this advertisement. It shows you there's a mystery pack for you to pull out. And it even says on it, Yu-Gi-Oh! Mystery Pack. And that was what was in the mystery pack, which means it's probably going to be a little bit more special than the others. And that's what was in there. So because of that, I Googled it. And it was like, yeah, it's not even a first edition pack, and you can still pay $15, $20 for one. Even more if there's not a lot online. So we're going to open that in just a second. But I'm going to ask this again because there's a lot more people watching than when we started. I'd like to know before you move on. And every time I do a live video like this, it's often going to be maybe a couple videos in a row where I do Yu-Gi-Oh! For a couple videos. I've definitely got some more Dragon Ball Z booster boxes I want to open like we did on last stream. But I'm saying this to say we're going to kind of change up as we go the types of openings we do and the experiences we have doing this. And every time I do that, I want to ask what you guys are into and kind of gather knowledge from some of you guys what you do. So I want to know if you're watching and you haven't said so already, what your interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. And did you used to play? Do you play now? Do you just collect? Do you just have a passing interest in it? Do you not like it because you like this other game better? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to keep that conversation going, so let me know. Tendo trading cards could be made. Listen, I wanted to show it off on today's live, but I'm going to make a whole video out of it for a little bit later this week. I am working on a trading card game. They're not specifically Tendo, but they also don't specifically not have to be Tendo. So we're that one of the big tent poles of this channel is us making card games. So I'm not going to show any of that off today. I want to, but it's too premature. It's just too soon. But I'm going to show off some very soon and talk about that soon. Video Game Polak said, how much was that Chaos Box? It was $20. I think it's a really good value. It's a little bit of taking a chance and listen. Anytime I make Pokemon videos and get mystery boxes or mystery pools and all this stuff, people really aren't. People don't like it. A lot of people, if somebody's only intention is value, a lot of the times they'll turn their nose up at stuff like that. But I love this. And they're in very low supply right now. If I walked into Walmart and they had a bunch of these, I'd probably go broke because I'd buy them all because I like this. I've been away from Yu-Gi-Oh so long. The only way I'm going to get my hands on a pack. This isn't even super old, but a pack as old as this one, it's the only way I'm going to do it. It's really all there is to it. So, that was a good question. Throw up a like for the stream. Please do. Pretty please. What do those retail for? The box, yeah. I think doing a little of everything is awesome, like you're doing, but I'm Pokemon all the way. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not quite any card game all the way. If I had to pick one to stick with to play, I would pick. Well, if I had to get the best bang all around, it'd be Pokemon because it's fun to collect and play. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh looks that fun to collect personally. It's just so overwhelming. But Pokemon, I get both the best worlds. So I'm kind of with you, kind of not. I mean, I have this channel. I'm half doing this because I'm interested, half doing it because I'm trying to make a living doing these type things, and I just think there's so. I thought card game stuff would be such a perfect thing to do this kind of thing with because there's just so much that's mind numbing, right? I can do a different card game every day for the rest of the year, and I've even got some random stuff over here. Here's some news for you. You guys, if you watch our main channel, there's a few people watching that may not be familiar with what Hannah and I do. Our main channel, we just do thrifting stuff, and Hannah has kind of an old school passion for Brats, and we bought a pack of these cards thinking they were just collectible. This is a game, a Brats trading card game. So Hannah and I hope to one day have a long playlist on this channel of us learning to play all kinds of different card games, and you better believe this is going to probably be in the first 10 because it's just so specific to us. Brats trading card game. Can you believe it?
I'm so excited.
Right. So yeah, I mean, there you go. There's just so much. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but I am happy with the decision I made in that there's just so much cool content to be made doing this stuff. But yeah, heck yeah. No way, Tindo game. I'm super excited. It's not a Tindo game. It is a card game based off of something else entirely. But I am making it, so if I want to make super extra special cards to go in the decks of me and Hannah or our cats, it's something, obviously, I will have complete control over to do. But yeah, did you see the Gym Knights? I walked away for a bit. I got some Gym Knights out of the pack. Let's see, I used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day when there was only the 3-pack variants. Then the Pharaoh's Servant came out, the Jinzo, and that was the end of my collecting. Interesting. I don't know that I want to sit here on this video and tell my Yu-Gi-Oh story. I guess I could have started out this video. Maybe I should have started out this video with that. But my Yu-Gi-Oh story in short, and by the way, guys, if you're just joining us, I'm watching our numbers go up and down, so I know there's new people showing up. We've opened a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. We got some good stuff. We'll review the good stuff at the end, but we're going to open this last pack here in a minute. But my Yu-Gi-Oh story in short was really very, I mean, a lot of people's story was similar, but I remember mine very specific because I was so into it. I was at Walmart with my father, and this was the day before the last day of 5th or 6th grade. 5th grade. It was the last day of 5th grade. It was the night before. My dad took me to Walmart. I don't know what we were getting. He's probably getting beer or something. And I had been watching the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and I loved it. And there was a Kaiba deck of cards by the register, just like they have them now. My Walmart growing up, I don't know how yours was. Maybe comment below. Have your playing cards, baseball cards, always been by the register? They were for me back then. There was a Kaiba deck behind the register at Walmart. I begged my dad to buy it, and he did. And it was kind of just this funny thing because I wasn't a kid that begged him to buy me stuff. It just, we didn't have the money for that. That's not how it worked in my family. But like, he saw that I was so into it, and I told him my friends we were gonna be into it. But me and none of my friends had any idea the cards were coming to America. Like, we just were completely in the dark on it. So he bought those for me. I went to the last day of school that next day, and we actually had like a park field trip thing on that last day to kind of celebrate the end and eat pizza at the park at school. That's what we did. And me and my friends sat by a tree on a picnic table and played Yu-Gi-Oh by the rules as we saw them on the show. Now, if you've ever watched a Yu-Gi-Oh anime, you're going to know that the card game of the show is not real. It's whack. They just make stuff up. It's very fantastical. There's no real rule structure in the show. At least the original run. I haven't watched the later Yu-Gi-Oh series, really. But my friends and I, we learned to play it, and then we were all stoked, so we all went home after that end of the year and over the summer. When I came back, everyone else came back to school that first day with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And, of course, we had all figured out by then that there were serious rules that we didn't know about the last time we played, so we all learned the rules together. And I ended up helping found a Yu-Gi-Oh club at my school. But it only happened because we all went to an after-school computer class that the teacher didn't really care what was going on, so we played Yu-Gi-Oh instead of going to the computer after-school program. They got mad about that, started us our own club, so we then had a computer class and a Yu-Gi-Oh club. So there's my Yu-Gi-Oh story. That's most of it right there. Let's see. You need the dungeon dice. Yes, we do. We haven't got to those episodes yet on Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've been telling Hannah about it. I love those episodes, and I never actually got to play that when I was a kid. So I do want to see that. Let's see. The rarest card will be the Wii Fit Wii U version. Absolutely right. It will be. Your channels have made me start to collect Pokemon. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize to you, your significant other, and your wallet. You need the Dungeon Dice monsters for sure. I started collecting WoW and Magic the Gathering, but opened some Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon and sports cards as well. Just collecting, no playing. Ended up building a cube out of foil Magic the Gathering cards. Expensive hobby. Well, it's expensive enough to buy them. Definitely expensive to buy them to build stuff out of, but I appreciate the creativity there. The My Little Pony card game is pretty fun. You guys are going to make this video an hour long. I got a lot to talk about with the My Little Pony game. That's another... this is one of the games that we're pretty much ready to go for on an episode with also. I bought these on... Is this tomorrow's episode? Spoiler, if you watch our main channel, I buy these on tomorrow's episode. But I've got 2 starter decks here. I have to figure out where I prepared some stuff to show you guys, and then some other stuff I didn't. But just trust me here, I've got 2 starter decks of this. Oh, here we go. I've already got one sleeved. That's how far, you guys don't know how far I am into this channel. You guys think I'm just talking about stuff. I'm ready to go. Hannah and I could play this right now, except for I haven't taught her how to play it. But I have 3 decks. I have 3 decks of My Little Pony to go. 1 custom built, 2 starter decks. So you know what's up. For sure. Tendo game. Heck yeah. It's going to be good. I feel like now that I've talked about it, I should give you guys a sneak peek. Let's do this. I'll show you a sneak peek of the back of my card. What do you think about that? Just the back. You think I should do that?
Sure.
Here's what the back of my card game looks like. Should I tell them the name? Because it's not going to make sense if they don't...
Yeah.
I'm just going to end up showing you everything. The card game I'm working on making and creating right now, the loose title is called Circle 7. There you go. Sneak peek. I'm not talking anymore about it. Don't ask. But there should be Tendo cards in it. I agree. It'd be a great little add-on. If we ever get to where we can sell booster packs, I think it'll be a pretty serious game, and then I'll just make OP cards out of Hannah and me that are like hyper, super, stupid rare. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be real funny. That's also not the finalized version of that back. I've been sitting around sculpting, really. It feels more like sculpting than web design, like just changing little bit by little bit, trying to get what I want out of it. And it's still just, the proportions of it still just aren't right. I always loved Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That brings up a good point with design and stuff. And you guys will hear me talking a lot more about design and stuff as we go, because again, a huge thing that I'm looking to do with this channel is build our own card game. But there's a Yu-Gi-Oh back, and I always love the simplicity of that, and I like the simplicity of it in the TV show even better. Yu-Gi-Oh show card back. I did card with a V. Okay. And then let's look at some images in the show. Well, you know what? There was some there. I hit shopping, didn't I? In the show, that's what it looks like. And honestly, as simple as that is, I always loved it. I always loved it. Just the simplicity. I like symmetry on the back of the card. Like Pokemon doesn't have perfect symmetry because the Pokemon has an orientation. The Pokeball, I'm sorry, has an orientation, right? Well, I'm trying to go for something like that that's easy to flip over. So that's kind of how I am looking at it. But yeah, I'm glad some of you are excited about that, because I've got videos all about it coming up. Hannah and I will eventually get to where we play our card game on the channel, and it's gonna be a fun little part of this channel. Let's see. Let me finish these comments real quick. Let me catch up, and we will open this last pack. I'm super excited about it. 46 watching, only 17 likes. Yeah, that's probably because I haven't been begging for the likes. You guys hit that like button before you go. Let's see. Hexy, I love Yu-Gi-Oh art over Pokemon art, though. You know, it's hard to say. I don't know. I think my favorite art for a trading card game thus far, I'm probably just a little nostalgic or biased, but I love the artwork on some of those older overpowered Marvel games, but that doesn't really count in this conversation, does it? The big three. Yeah, I think I like the randomness of Yu-Gi-Oh! and this is kind of how something I want in my own card game that I'm making, is just that insane, just anything goes. So there's cartoon stuff, there's serious Magic the Gathering level looking stuff, there's, you know, there's different stuff. So for that, Yu-Gi-Oh's cool, but I think for concept design, I think there's nothing more iconic on Earth than the yellow rim Pokemon card with this, just the way a Pokemon card is designed and the spatial awareness of what's on the card. I think Pokemon wins there. I tend to, and I even thought this when I was younger, to be completely honest, I tend to think that the design of this card, I'm not talking artwork here, I'm kind of separating it in two. I say design, Pokemon wins, art, maybe Yu-Gi-Oh does win, but I think the design of this was always a little basic. I've always kind of thought that, but I do like the way a Yu-Gi-Oh foil looks, so I'm kind of either way on it, really. Let me catch up on these. Some of you guys, it looks like some of you are telling your Yu-Gi-Oh stories, and if you've got some, I'd love to hear them because I'm super into that. Yeah, we have packs of cards by the register, then back by the video games. I'd go in each checkout aisle for the Legend of Blue Eyes pack and grab the bottom one. That's what I'm talking about. I switched to Yu-Gi-Oh from Pokemon 6th grade because I love dragons, and I thought it was cool how many dragons Yu-Gi-Oh had compared to Pokemon, and the scary art, lol. Yeah, the dragon thing in Yu-Gi-Oh is even crazier now. There's a million dragon cards. It's wild. We used to trade Pokemon cards at school until they got banned due to arguments happening in the playground. Me and my kind of group of kids that did so much Yu-Gi-Oh-ing, that's a thing. Yu-Gi-Oh-ing. We definitely got to where we weren't allowed to have the cards out at school at all until the after school program. I don't know if we got in trouble or we had a pretty hard, tough guy, supervisor, not even principal, just the guy in charge of discipline. And he wasn't into you having pretty much anything out that wasn't your school related stuff. But I don't remember us ever getting in a lot of trouble for it. But we found any opportunity we could to play, that's for sure. Let's see. I did an after-school class for Lego. Like, that's awesome. Right when the electric stuff came out, you could program motors through the computer. That's really cool. I can appreciate that. Let's say, all about different levels of... just for lulz, but you should set up the Wii Fit shelf again. You know what? It's there. My Wii Fit shelf in the game room. It just has more Wii games in front of it. So the Wii Fit games are behind my regular Wii games because I ran out of space. That's what happened there. I'm surprised Konami has been making them this long. That goes back to what I said earlier in the video. The game is so much more playable in kind of a long-term way for people, that Yu-Gi-Oh's success that it kind of has over Pokemon is its playability for the general public. Now, don't take what I said there too specific, because, like, don't get me wrong, Pokemon has organized play, but it's more of a national level, where Yu-Gi-Oh has way more of a local level of play going on. So they're two different games. They exist side by side really well, I think. They kind of trade up on the interest in it. Let's go Leroy Jenkins. I brought home 8,000 World of Warcraft cards not too long ago, and I just was praying the whole time that there was a Leroy Jenkins in there, because they did make one, but I don't know how special it was. It was probably like a giveaway at some sort of WoW convention, BlizzCon or something. I don't know. Let's see. Fun in video games. What's up, Jason? Glad you stopped by. Heather, glad you're here. Listen, you guys showed up right in time, because we're going to open our last pack, because this video is starting to run long. But I will say I've had fun, and I appreciate you guys experiencing this with me, because as I said at the beginning of the video, and now that I showed you my card game back and the stuff I'm working on, I want to say this again. I'm doing this all in service of learning to create my own card game and stuff. So this is a learning experience. We're gathering information for that here. So you guys doing this with me has made it even better. So let's open this last pack and try to pull some fire. It's probably just going to be a big letdown, but we have to have heart. We have to believe in the heart of the cards. Goblet of Greed. This is, you know what? I don't know if I was still playing when this pack came out. I really don't know how to figure that out. I'll have to Google it sometime, but I recognize that card, so interesting. Blindly Loyal Goblin. All right. Gravity Axe. I remember that because the deck, and we'll show this a little bit before I'm done. This is a deck I'm working on here, and I probably need to put that in there, though. I don't know. Staunch Defender. That's a rare. Is that our only shot, or could there be one behind it? Okay, that's our rare. So nothing super special. But there are some cards here that I recognize. So maybe this stuff was out right at the end of my playing tenure back in the day. Dark Bishop Archfiend. Now, we did pull out a couple cards today I'm interested in, like this Jinzo. Because the deck that I've been building for Hannah and I to play, this goes back to when I was in middle school, high school. This is what is just typically called a beatdown deck. But this would not in any way be tournament legal. This is just for Hannah and me to have fun. But I have this card that allows you to gain more points on it for the more cards. It gets attack points. Its attack points are raised for more cards that are equipped to it. So I had equipped cards here that I'm thinking about putting in there, but it's just something I'll have to learn how to do. But if you're watching and you play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're interested, I'm building a Maha Velo deck. I just thought I'd show you that. But I don't have enough cards to make it go yet. But I did pull about 3 cards out of here that I can put in there. I think that'll be fun. But I think that's it. That's all of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. So let's do this. Let's look at some of these rares, a few of these rares. The first rare we pulled, Odd Eyes Gravity Dragon. I haven't read what it does yet. I hope it's impressive. Maybe I'll use it. But there's that. And then I don't even think this is all the secret rares, but it's most of them. Secret and ultra rares. Lumina, Twilight, Sworn Shaman. Let's run through these and we'll wrap up with some chat. And then I'll get off here and I'll sleeve some of these bad boys. Chiwen, Light of the Yang Zing. What a ridiculous name. Gem Knight, Aquamarine. Gem Knight, Topaz. Ritual Beast Tamer, Win. I love the artwork on that one. And is that he's another I think he might be a shark. We might have pulled 2 sharks. He's kind of dinosaur looking though. Necros of Catastor. Magical Citadel, Endymion. And there's a bunch more rares here. Tons of hollows. Because we opened so many packs that were nothing but hollows. But there you go. If you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you recognize any of that, tell me what your favorite thing we pulled today was. But I'm kind of with this guy, Leroy Jenkins. It would have been much better pulled. Do you have a dual disc? We talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the video. I have bought and resold several of them in the course of making our thrifting videos for our main channel. I did not know I was going to be starting a channel with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and all that stuff. So I did not keep one for myself. But the next one I find at the thrift, you will see us on our main channel. You'll see me lose my mind. Because tell me I don't need a dual disc laying right here. I want to find 2. I want to find one of them to keep original for collector's sake. And I want to find a second one to chop up a little bit and modify and add my own electronics and display screens to. That's a huge, another future video I want to make. So, no, I don't have one. But I will. But great question, because why would I not have one? Is really the question. Why don't I have one? Let's see. Do you ever plan to add a donation section to your live streams? Well, that's not a matter of me being able to add one. I'm not monetized on this channel yet. But our main channel, when I stream on there, I mean, I think the last time we streamed, we had a $20 donation, which was new. We'd never really gotten a big donation before. But obviously, we haven't been streaming on that channel as much. But as soon as this channel is monetized, that stuff will, you know, it'll show up for you. But it's not really what I'm out looking for. But I do want to be monetized on this channel to get ads and stuff. But we're about 2,000 watch hours away from 4,000 watch hours, which is the last requirement we need to become monetized, and that's when all that stuff will be turned on. But good question. I remember teachers took everything if they seen it. Yeah. Well, for us, it wasn't really teachers that cared so much. We just had this one Hawkeye superintendent type person that walked around the school, and just the enforcer. He was a big old dude too, just humongous. He's probably was as big then as I am now. Big scary guy. I can't remember having anything ever taken away at school, but I'm sure it happened. I just really remember trying to find all the parts of Exodia for my brother. I was trying not to get into the lengthier version of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Story, but yes, the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! That was so cool for me in the earliest days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Were that it was a lot like the show back then in that the rare stuff was rare. When there was only 1 or 2 expansion packs, Exodia, you were lucky if you knew a couple people that had a couple pieces, but that would be it. You would be extremely lucky to have it. So I actually, in middle school, was clever enough, it was out there talking to people enough that I was the first person I ever knew personally to have a set of Exodia. And if you're watching and going, what the heck is he talking about? Exodia is a 5-card set in this game that we've opened that if you draw all 5 pieces, you win automatically. Super OP, really, in a lot of people's minds. But I was very into it, and I liked playing that. And so I had the original set that now would, first edition, be worth a lot of money. It certainly is reprinted. I have a box right over here. Actually, it's this one. I have a non-hollow reprint set. It's not valuable much anymore. And also, what a coincidence. There's that. I have Exodia sitting right here. But the latter half of my Yu-Gi-Oh story that I started earlier is certainly that I was obsessed with that, and I've any card that ever came out in any expansion pack that would help the Exodia deck, I was all about it, because that's what I like playing. I like the cleverness of that. So that was a good. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's see. Do you plan on doing any local tournaments, Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh? No, but another good question. You guys are killing it tonight. This channel obviously is small, so there, even me just talking about creating my own card game and showing that to you now, guys, is like almost premature. It's almost a little bit silly for me to do that because it's such a large thing, right? And when you're this small of a channel talking about that large thing, you're either going to be interpreted as just a dreamer who's not going to do anything, or a crazy person that's talking about things he has no idea about. So I try to keep the bigger stuff a little closer to my chest per se, but I would like to, when both of our channels become big enough that I could have enough pool and there's enough people locally wherever we might travel, or even just here at home, that we might be able to partner with some local places, I would actually like to put on some tournaments personally. I don't think I'll be competing personally, but if we ever get big enough, the moment we get big enough that I could walk into a game store and someone maybe there might know who I am, I think I'll try to find someone that'll let me do this. But you know, you guys know if you watch from our main channel how I kind of like to do things different sometimes and stuff. If I were gonna do that, I would like to do it different. I would like to go to Walmart and buy, I've already got them put away, Pokemon starter decks. I'd like to put on 20-30 person tournaments, everyone playing one of 3 different starter decks. I personally do not have any interest in regular organized play for Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Though I would love to attend some of those, just to, like, I'd love to go to Pokemon World Finals or something to see it. Don't get me wrong. But personally, for Hannah and I, we don't have really real interest in the competition. But I do have an interest in creating experiences, so I would love to create some tournaments sometime with different stuff, or those kinds of tournaments where everyone buys in by just purchasing a box of cards and building a deck out of it. That kind of stuff is a lot of fun. Because the rigor, or what's a better word, the off-putting thing about a lot of these trading card games that lowers the entry, the barrier for entry for these card games is like, if you go to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, you have to have bought $10,000 worth of cards in the last few years or something. I mean, that's a bit of exaggeration. It's not that bad. But I don't want to spend that much money on it. I want to play with people. I want to do it maybe a little bit competitively, but I don't want to be so diehard I've got to spend $10,000 to do it. So in the future, look for the Tendo tournaments coming to your area. Big lol. You should stream Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories PS1 on the channel. You're talking about the one I just picked up? That would be fun. We might have to do that on this channel sometime just for lols. I have a Metal Dragon deck and a Pendulum deck. I don't even know how to Pendulum summon, so it's something I got to learn how to do. Big rip on your phone. Mine's getting pretty low too. I love doing starter deck duels. I hate having pro-made deck battles. Just blows people away that casually play it. Yes, I should have just said that. That's exactly what I meant. And I know that wasn't exactly the answer to do you want to go to tournaments, but I would love to create tournaments like that. But it would be like, it would also be doing it for a video. So if my video is going to make me $1,000, why not go spend $500 on the starter decks just to have this experience and make a neat video? That's definitely, believe me, when I've got enough people watching that the monetization pays for me to make wild videos, which is the YouTube model. The more wild you get, the more people watch, the more money you make. I'd love to go have tournaments and do stuff like that. Do you prefer traditional trading card games or living? How do you mean living card games? I'm not sure if I understand your question. But yeah, I'm collecting starter decks too, more to Anashi, did I pronounce that right? More to what you were saying. I'm collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter decks. That's these 3 are all from that. I don't know if you were here when I just explained this, but these 3 starter decks are all from that gold box that have a Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey starter deck in them. And I only have one more. I have a Gears starter deck? Something like that. I have a random starter deck here somewhere. You need to find them McDonald's Yu-Gi-Oh! CDs. If I come across them in the wild, I will buy them. Nostalgic Spook, what's up? Long time no talk to. Hope you're doing well. We're just about to wrap this video up. We're wrapping up with a little chat right now. The meat of the video is over, but I'm glad you stopped by nonetheless. It's crazy to think you're only 2,000 hours watched and you just started the channel. Congratulations on that, Dallas. You and Hannah deserve it. Keep pumping out the amazing content. It is pretty crazy, but what's even crazier is that we should already be there. Almost all of those hours were from the first week and a half. When our first 10 or 14 videos, we posted a video every day, and that got us more than halfway there. And I should have just done it until we got to 4,000. I'll tell you why I didn't know, because I made a mistake. On the YouTube page that tells you how to get monetized, it says 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours, where it used to, and I know this for a fact because I've been through this once already with our main channel, it used to say 1,000 subs or 4,000 watch hours. So I thought we were already there, so I slowed down to our weekly, couple videos a week schedule we were always going to do anyways, and found out otherwise. So it's fine. A couple weeks we'll be there. We're moving pretty quick now. I'm out. Tindo, have a great night. Everyone got to be up at 6. Great show. Tell Hannah. Hannah, Clean Out Crew says hello.
Bye.
I had a complete Exodia set, first edition. I did too back in the day, and I missed that. All right, well, guys, I do appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate you guys sticking with us the whole night. A bunch of you guys have been here all night, and that's super dope. This is what it's about. This second channel, I mean, don't get me wrong, our main channel, I love interactions with the people that watch it and stuff, but it's just a little bit overwhelming to try to find stuff to live stream on there, and I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this right now. I feel really in the moment making this kind of live video and opening these cards and talking about them and stuff. So I appreciate you guys giving me that. It's in this kind of hard, difficult time we're all living through right now. It's very difficult to find things you can be in the moment for. I don't know about you guys, but heck, sitting down reading a book, trying to watch a movie, can't focus on it, can't be there for it the way that I normally could. So having this kind of as an outlet and stuff, I appreciate you guys allowing me to do this and hanging out while I do. I mean, I couldn't, I'm not the best with words, so I don't know how to say it other than that. Just thank you for giving me that. It really is. You've literally done me a favor by being here and making this actually possible. But let's read. I'm going to read these last comments. I'm going to peace out. So let's just get through this real quick. And also before we go, I want to make sure no one else watching can throw out any more Yu-Gi-Oh stories. I've asked 3 or 4 times now in the video, but I know a lot of people show up and come and go. But let me know before you go. Type it quick if you have a Yu-Gi-Oh story, what your experience with it is, if you used to collect it, when you did, when you quit. I just like gathering that kind of information. So thanks for you guys who did answer that. Go ahead and let me know before we go. But let's see. I like Lord of the Rings, LCG, so good, and no chasing rares. What does LCG mean? I'm sure that's not a typo. I'm sure that just means something I don't know. Because I always call them TCGs. A lot of games like to advertise themselves as CCGs, but I always forget to call them that. But is LCG something I don't know? Bro, Culver's so bomb. We don't have it here in Washington. That is a bummer. That's what I had for, well, it was like a lunch dinner. I just like their burgers. So when I do allow myself to eat burgers these days, it's usually Culver's, but that's not too often. Good night, you two. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. Tell Hannah to make you a We Fit mask. That'd be an interesting one. Though it would have to be white, and I don't like wearing white articles of clothing. It shows the boogers. Was that funny? had a big lull on that one. Living card games are games where every product you buy is predetermined, so no boosters, the new Marvel. Okay, well that's good to know. I knew that was a thing, obviously, and I discussed this actually with someone in the comments the other day. I did not know there was a term for that. Living card game. That is the most useful information I'm going to come away from this video with. Thank you so much for that. I did not know there was a term. That's awesome. I'm going to write that down as soon as this is over. Thanks for the stream. Derek, thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for holding it down for me. Watch maybe 10 movies during quarantine. I try to get more back into watching movies during the quarantine. Hannah and I are avid movie watchers, or we are at times, so we had more time on our hands then, obviously, because we weren't running out to do our videos every day. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into focusing on movies like I used to, because filmmaking is a big passion of mine. I'm just a Yu-Gi-Oh game guy. I love the GBA games. Hey, I'm there with you. I've not played the new Switch one yet, so maybe you should let me know if it's worth it. I've heard only good things. Been renting my movie collection to friends. There you go. That's cool. The fried cheese curds. Oof, yeah, so good. I didn't get any of those today. I just had the burger. Trying to do a light lunch right before we went live. It was a late lunch, but I was just trying to eat something before we went live, so I went and grabbed that burger. Finding your channel has been great. A boon in these dark times. Well, thank you for saying so. Same. Right back at. I mean, having you guys here has made this a lot more fun than it could be. I mean, imagine big, scary 400-pound me in the corner over here opening these Yu-Gi-Oh packs by myself. Just, is there a hollow? This is way more desirable, is it not? Guys, you rock. Switch Yu-Gi-Oh game is all of the past games on one cart. Well, I didn't even know that, so that's good to know too. Did it come with Yu-Gi-Oh cards in it? I'm just going to keep asking questions. We're never going to end this video. I'm going to say my thank yous one more time. I'm going to peace out. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know what our next live video is. I know there's a few more Dragon Ball Z lives to go because I have enough for a whole video here. I'm going to make one more big eBay purchase to do another one, and maybe we'll move on to something else. But we're going to do another one of those. There will be more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in the future. Right now, I'm just laying down the bedrock, right? I want a playlist of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, a playlist of Dragon Ball Z videos, etc. So when new people come by the channel, they go, oh, this guy's serious. He's into all these things. Oh, look, here's a playlist of World of Warcraft card games. So next live video, I don't know what it'll be. Maybe it'll be, we're going to have one real soon where Hannah just goes and opens the Bratz trading card game. So expect that soon. I don't know which one's next. It's really just whatever gets here in the mail first or whatever we find at the thrift next. But thank you so much, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for rocking. Now, I'm going to go. Maybe Hannah and I will go to Culver's now and have second Culver's dinner. She's looking at me funny. Probably not going to do that. Probably just going to cook something at home and play with these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So until next time, guys, peace out.